Welcome to Mom and Real Hard, the show where moms get real and tell the truth about life after kids. We're talking real life, real mess, real laughs, and the stuff moms are thinking but don't always say out loud. I'm your host, Candace, and I'm here for the chaos, the comedy, and the moments that somehow make it all worthwhile. So grab your coffee or whatever's getting you through today, take a deep breath, and let's get momming real hard.
Okay. So we were talking about feeling supported in motherhood. Where did you feel that disconnect most? Was it like in healthcare, work, family? Well, we already talked about a little bit about work, but you said you didn't feel really supported by your manager. Do you feel like the hospital supported you through?
Yeah, they were great.
They were great?
Yes, and I am pleasantly surprised and very thankful that I've had that experience because maternal mortality rates for Black women are really high.
Yeah.
I actually hired a doula because I was so scared to go through the experience without another advocate for me. I hired a Black doula.
Yeah.
That was really important to me, that it be a Black woman who understood what I was going to be facing in the hospital and would advocate for me. Yeah. And she didn't even have to.
No.
They took really good care of me the entire time.
Well, good.
And the team, the people, so I gave birth at Summit Hospital, which is where you gave birth.
Yes, we don't want to get into Summit. They're not my friends, but yes.
But I had...
We will talk about them a little later when I tell you my birth
because
story.
I want to hear, because I had a different experience from you. They took care of me from the very beginning. My water broke at 3 o'clock in the morning, thereabouts, and as soon as I walked into the hospital, the emergency room, they knew that I was having a baby. So one of the ladies pulled a wheelchair around for me and wheeled me on up to labor and delivery. The worst experience that I had was sitting in triage. The nurse, because Teddy had pooped, so there was gross meconium in the amniotic fluid, and she was saying, I have to test the fluid to make sure that it's amniotic fluid. And my mom was there too. Michael and my mom were there. So I'm saying, if it's not that, then what is it?
Right, what is this?
It can only be so many things. So, because I am due to give birth, and my water did break, so what is this?
What else would that be, ma'am?
I
get it. They got to do the test.
They have to, and I wish she had been like, girl, I know. However, I do have to do this test.
Yeah.
I know your water broke. I know what this is, but I have to do this just to make sure.
Just to make sure, yeah.
And then she checked to see how dilated I was. That shit hurt. She was like, oh, you're 4 centimeters dilated. And I'm like, if I wasn't, then I am now. Thank you. This man came in there looking insane, and he looked like he hadn't slept in 3 weeks, girl. And I was like, he had these short, fat fingers. And I was like, please don't let this man be the one that's about to be checking to see how dilated I am, please.
So I had a scheduled C-section with Riker, so I didn't have to do any of that. But the first time when he came in to check me, he tried, and I was like, that hurts too much. He was like, okay, we're going to have to give you an epidural for me to even check you. So...
Okay.
It's just like, it was just...
What?
I know, let me tell you, it was not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, look, we'll stop. All right, so now that we're talking about it, okay, let's talk about Candace's birth story. So, I was induced at 40 weeks, right? And we went into the hospital the night before Lyric was born. Got set up, everything. They started pushing the Pitocin, putting me in labor, and it was excruciatingly painful, right? Of course, you go into active labor. And so he's trying to check me to see how far I'm dilated, and I'm like, bruh, you're not.
That hurts.
That hurts. Like, you cannot put your hand any further up there. Like, it's not happening, sir. He's like, okay, so we'll get you your epidural. Cool. They came in, they gave me the epidural. Which was, it wasn't bad. Did you have an epidural? Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it was a traumatic experience almost, because you're like, if you move, you're going to be paralyzed forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They made everybody get out. Like, not even Michael could stay in there. They were like, y'all all have to get out. And they had me lay my body over the nurse while the anesthesiologist words did it.
Yes.
But yeah, they're very much like,
Right. And they're like, do not move.
Do you value being able to move your body
Yes.
from the neck down?
Ever again.
Be still forever.
Still.
Don't even breathe.
Yeah. So we got that done. Laid back down. Cool. From then on out, I was in the bed. Obviously, you can't move. You're paralyzed. So we're going through, and there was a bunch of people there. My mom was there. Joseph was there. And a bunch of other people. I think Julie was there. I don't remember. I was in and out of stuff.
Yes.
So, pain is intensifying, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we get into the next morning, and I still have not gone into labor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I actually dilated past the 6,
Mm-hmm.
but they kept coming in. So I was in labor for 26 hours before he finally decided that he wanted to do an emergency C-section.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I think Lyric, I don't know if like any of his heart rate or anything was going on, but I think by that time, I mean, it had been 26 hours, like, and I was like at that point in so much pain. I was like, okay, you're gonna have to do something here.
Right.
So, funny thing too, I didn't mention this.
Even with an epidural, you were in pain?
That's the other thing. So I had to have 2 epidurals. I forgot that part. So my first epidural wore off, because I was in labor for so long, right? And I had it very early on. So my first epidural wore off halfway through the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in such pain because they were like, well, you know, we can't really give you another one until whatever. And so finally they came in and they did another. At that point, I really wish they would just knocked me the heck out and just freaking did the dang C-section,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever. I also too at that time had lost my insurance, so I wasn't with my regular OB, which was frightening to me too. And if I would have been with her, I think my experience would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. He actually retired the next year as he was a little older. Nothing against the doctor, you know, whatever.
You get
yeah.
But it just wasn't.
It wasn't what I would. Yeah.
Right.
What I really wanted, and so we went. So I got my second epidural, and then he came back in and he was like, "Well, you haven't dilated past the 6. We're gonna go ahead and do the emergency C-section." Cool. So then only me and Joseph could go back to that, and we weren't together at this point. But you know, you still gotta put on your face or whatever. So he was back. I really probably, you know, whatever. I won't say that. But
Say it.
I probably would have rather my mom been there.
Which is a reasonable thing.
But it was the right thing to do to allow him to be there. You know what I mean? So that's why I made that decision. It was the right decision, and I stand by that to this day. But we wheeled in, got on the table, started cutting me open, and anesthesiologist is talking to me. We're just laughing, cutting up, whatever. All of a sudden, I can feel them tugging on me. So Lyric was stuck in my birth canal, which is the reason why I never dilated anymore. There's also no telling how long he had been stuck there, really. And so the nurse was holding my body down, because you know with the C-section they tape you. So the nurse was holding my body completely down to the table. The doctor had a stool and was standing on top of the stool, literally yanking him out of my body, essentially. And so I'm freaking out, like, oh my God, because he literally cannot get him out. And finally, I think they used I don't think they used suction, because I don't think you can use, I don't know. They finally got him out. And then immediately, also too, I wear glasses, so you can't, I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see him, nothing. So they're like, here's your baby, and then they're doing all this stuff over there, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, well, I can't see my baby, but I guess he's over there, and I hear him crying. So I know he's alive, right, so I do at least know that. But they're like, hey, we're going to take him to the NICU. And I'm like, but why are we going to NICU?
Right.
What's going on? And they're like, well, he's a little tachypneic. And I was like, okay. And she was like, but we're just going to monitor him for a little bit. She was like, it was a traumatic experience. Well, no shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
you're the one on the table with your body cut open. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, and he's literally been yanked from my person. So yeah, he's probably in distress right now. Absolutely. So they whisk him away, and I'm still on the table because they have to sew me up, right? About that time, second epidural wears off.
Oh, Lord.
So she's down there, and I'll remember this, and I was probably a lot meaner. So, nurse out there, if you're watching this, or whomever you were, doctor that sewed me up, I am so sorry. But she was like, oh my gosh, I'm making this so pretty for you. And at this point, the anesthesiologist can tell I'm in pain. And he was trying to give me more medicine, and he was like stroking my hair, like trying to comfort me, you know. And I said, lady, I said, I don't care what it looks like. I said, I can feel absolutely everything you are doing. Sew me up now.
Like, get this done.
You know what I mean? I was like, sew me up now. And so she did. Get back to the room.
She's like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. She's like, oh, sorry. Yes, ma'am. Get back to the room. Obviously, when I got back to the room, everybody was there, which is overwhelming too. Not that I didn't want them there, but you're like, oh my God, I'm cut open. I've just experienced, my kid is gone, you know, and I don't really know what's going on with him. So then she came in. Did they do the fundal massage on you?
Girl, if they did it, I don't remember anything.
When I tell you, that was some of the worst pain. So they take your belly and they massage it, which contracts your uterus, right? It's hemorrhaging. That's what they're trying to stop you from doing, is hemorrhaging. And I was bleeding a little bit more than I probably should. And she kept saying, I was proud of me. I'm sorry to this nurse too. I was in a lot of pain, y'all. She was pushing me. She was like, don't tense your body. I said, ma'am, that effing hurt. How am I not going to tense my body? I don't, I'm sorry.
You're actually pushing on me.
You're pushing on me, and I'm just
cut.
You're pushing on me where you just cut open. I'm sorry, but my body, it's a natural reaction. So then, of course, I couldn't go to the NICU, right? Because I'm in so much pain. I'm halfway out of it. They gave me, I don't know what they gave me to help with the pain because my epidural wore off. So I'm in the bed. I'm like dying. And I think Joseph went and saw Lyric, and maybe his mom and maybe my mom. But it wasn't until the next morning that they actually ever brought him to see me.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't, from the time he came out of my body until probably 8 or 9 o'clock the next morning, I did not see him one time. Which was wild.
They shouldn't have done that.
Right, to me.
They should have brought him to you.
Exactly. Immediately. Or, sometime, you know?
In the night,
In the night, sometime. Nothing. Not until the next morning. And we had ended up like moving rooms too and stuff. It was just a lot. And this was at Centennial. This wasn't even at something. So, but so we do that. I ended up staying a little longer because I was in, you know, a lot of pain, and he had been in the NICU. He had jaundice. So, and he wasn't wanting to eat either. So we were having troubles with feeding, and I wasn't creating breast milk. Like it was just, I tried pumping. I got like maybe a little colostrum, but I really didn't get anything. And then he didn't want the formula, and then he was having to go under the lights for the jaundice. It was just a lot.
So he was having a hard time pooping.
Right.
Teddy had jaundice too.
Yeah. And so that's scary because you're like, oh my gosh, now he has like a medical condition. He was already in the NICU, you know, and I'm in pain, and I didn't have, like, I had my mom, you know, but I didn't have any support. And actually, I will say, while I was in the hospital, Joseph was actually very supportive, which was surprising.
That's good.
Yes, it was good and very much appreciated.
Because of all the times that's when you would need it.
Right,
so
yes, the
I'm
most.
glad.
Yes, so he actually was very, very supportive in the actual hospital. So I do appreciate that. But he wasn't there the whole time either. So it was just kind of me trying to navigate being a new mom. I have, you know, this big C-section scar. I was also throwing a lot of large clots that were very scary. So it was rough. And then, so we went home. We got discharged. I think we were there for like 3 days. Went home. Mom was there, so she was helping me take care of him, blah, 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 whatever. A few days go by, and I have sleep apnea. And I was laying down, and I was having a really hard time breathing. And sleep apnea is not really that. You don't really have a hard time breathing. You stop breathing, right? And so, like, I was really having a hard time catching my breath, so I sat up in the bed and I walked in there to my mom, and by the time I was walking to my mom, I was like, like that. Like, and so that's not normal.
No.
And so she's like, are you sure you just didn't have like an apneic episode? And I was like, no, Mama, this is different. And especially since I had been an EMT, I had a little bit of, medical background at that point. So I knew a little bit of the science and things. So I sat there for a little bit. She was like, okay, well, let's just, calm yourself down, see if it'll whatever. So I sat up in the chair in the recliner. And I was just sitting there, and all I remember is just feeling like this heaviness. And I was just
an allergic reaction.
Oh, we're gonna get there, girl. So I was like, no, Mama, we gotta go to the ER. So my mom called Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda came over to stay with Lyric, and Mom took me to the ER. we lived on the second floor. It took me like an hour. It wasn't an hour. It probably felt like an hour, but forever to get outside because I couldn't breathe. So we rolled up to Summit because that was the closest hospital. And we're not trying to slander or anything. That's not what I'm trying to do here. This was my real experience. This is really what happened to me, and I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They did it.
They did it, not me. So we roll up there, and I'm just like, at this point. So they do immediately take me back. Obviously, I'm in respiratory distress. That's an emergency, whatever. I don't even know if they put me on oxygen, honestly. They probably should have if they didn't. But we got in the room. My blood pressure was like 200 over 109.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, some stroke level ridiculousness. Yeah. And they're like, oh, your blood pressure. And I'm like, yeah, my blood pressure.
Right.
And so I think they gave me blood pressure medicine. Well, then they made me go get a chest x-ray. Okay. So, again, that was an experience because I go lay down and he's like, all right, hold your breath. And I'm like, bro, I can't breathe anyways.
Right. Like, all right.
All right, so now you really are trying to kill me.
Right, I'll just die then. Okay.
I'll just die right here. So then we get back in, doctor comes in. He's like, yeah, well, we can tell you can't breathe, but we don't really know why.
Okay.
You the doctor? Or isn't that what we're here for? He was like, so we're going to give you some medicine for your blood pressure, and we're going to go ahead and let you go home, but just follow up with your doctor tomorrow.
No. For real?
Yep. We're going to let you go home, follow up with your doctor tomorrow.
You were still not breathing.
I still could not breathe.
Okay.
So we're leaving and we're discharging, and the nurse, again, this nurse from Summit, whoever you are, you're beautiful. We were wheeling out, and she said, baby, you really do need to check out with your doctor tomorrow. She's like, please make sure you do that. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So we get home. I get up the stairs. I get home, and I have a voicemail. Guess who it's from? It's from Summit Hospital. Voicemail. I don't know if this is verbatim, but this is what I remember. Hey, Miss Ridley, this is so-and-so from Summit. We just wanted to let you know that the doctor actually didn't read your chest x-ray before you were discharged, and it's possible that you might have pneumonia. So what we're going to do is, because we're going to send you an antibiotic. Now, if we send you in this antibiotic and it's viral pneumonia, it's not really going to matter, but if it's bacterial, it'll help you. So just go ahead and take it anyway and follow up with your doctor.
What? Oh, okay. Yes. So they told you that the doctor didn't read it before discharging you.
Correct.
And they think you might have pneumonia.
They think I might.
And they sent you...
And they sent me a prescription into my pharmacy. Okay. So again, in my chair, I remember we used to have the big brown recliner. Just sitting there in my chair. And I'm just like rocking back and forth, and Mom's taking care of Lyric, and I'm like, this is not pneumonia. I was like, no. I was like, Candace, you know better than this. I was like, this is not pneumonia. I said, Mama, please take me to Centennial. Please take me to Centennial, which is where I gave birth, which is where my doctor is, right? So again, Miss Brenda came back. Thank you, Miss Brenda.
Right, an angel.
Right, angel on earth. To take care of Lyric again for the second time. And
he's like days old.
Days. No more than 7. No more. And I walk into Centennial like that. Mm-hmm. Luckily, my doctor's partner, who had seen me before, was rounding in the ED that day.
Okay, good.
Yes. And so he looked at me, he was like, hey girl,
what are you doing?
What's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't breathe. And he's like, okay, well,
let's get you back there. Yeah.
And so get back there again, blood pressure, some stupid stroke level. I probably should have been dead. They start hooking me up to everything, and he's like, tell me what's going on. And I told him that I went to the hospital. And he said, wait a minute. He said, I'm sorry, you went to the hospital yesterday and they let you leave? And I said, they did. He said, no ma'am, you're not going anywhere.
Right, we're keeping you.
Like, you will be staying here until we figure this out.
Yeah.
So they tried 10 times to get an IV in me. Ended up having to pull the Doppler out because they couldn't find my vein. Right. Finally took me upstairs and admitted me. I had to do all kinds of crazy tests. Meanwhile, again, not with my baby, again, and I'm by myself because my mom had to go home. So I'm in the hospital completely alone going through all this. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. My birthing story is like a horror story and should not be like anybody's, like it doesn't always happen. Like this was out of the normal.
It's just, I'm listening to you tell this story and just, I'm so happy that you listened to your body.
Right. That I knew my body better than they did.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You
and that's
did
one thing.
Not let them convince you that.
Otherwise.
Yes.
Because if I would have, I would have died. And my son would have had no mother. Mm-hmm. So I was in the hospital for 2 days by myself. They come to find out I had pulmonary edema. So there was fluid collecting around my lungs.
And that's why you couldn't.
And that's why I could not breathe. And so I got pumped full. Nothing. Luckily, it wasn't my heart because they checked that too. Everything was fine there. But they pumped me full of Lasix for a few days, which made me just pee all that fluid out. I also had an E. coli infection in my incision. In my C-section incision. Which I guess I should have taken the antibiotics because that would have worked for that. Maybe,
right,
I don't know.
For real, maybe if they were broad spectrum enough, then that would have taken care of that. But oh my god!
But yeah, so I also had the E. coli infection in the incision, and so they ended up putting me on high-powered antibiotics.
Your system.
Yeah. And so finally, I got to go home after 2 days, and it was wild. It was crazy, and not many people. It doesn't happen to many people, but
it's just so important. So that is one of the things that I was told that was correct after I had Teddy. Mm-hmm. If you think something is wrong, especially because you just had a baby, you need to call the doctor immediately. And it's so weird to me that this emergency room that you first went to, they knew that you had just had your baby, and they were like, okay, bye.
Yep, they just said, okay, well, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Hope you make it, essentially. So that's what, but on the other side, I birthed Riker at Summit. They were very good for the most part. They did kind of rush me out at the end, which I didn't appreciate. They were like, are you ready to go? Are you going to go? Like, you know, that kind of thing. So I didn't appreciate that. But other than that, that experience was fine. So this might have been just an isolated incident with that doctor. I will say that Summit and the doctor both did not charge me or bill me for this experience.
Okay. Well, that's good because you didn't get anything.
Right. So yeah, because if they would have gotten sued for malpractice, and I probably still should have done that. But that's not where my head even was. I was happy to be alive.
Yes, and you were postpartum. Oh my god.
Yes. Yeah. So I dealt with a lot of things with my first pregnancy and I tried to be very strong and act like nothing was wrong and nothing was going on, and I kind of just buried it deep. But with that, I am very glad that I listened to myself, because I wouldn't have been here. You know what I mean? If I would have just sat there, you know, in my chair, I would have died.
Yeah, you would have probably slowly drowned and not even.
I probably would have went to sleep and not woke up.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So, live and learn. Listen to your body.
Right. I mean, having that is so important, to be able to have some trust in yourself, to know this is not right.
Yeah.
This is not pneumonia.
Yeah.
Because how would you even have contracted that? You
Right.
were in the hospital, but
For
was
3
anybody
days.
around you that had it? Like,
No.
did they say? Then it's not. Did you feel like maybe you felt fatigued or whatever because you just had a baby? It's just so weird to me that they did not look at your case and say, this is a postpartum mom. They did a CT scan of your chest and they thought she has pneumonia.
Yeah.
They didn't ask you to come back. They didn't say, we need to do more examinations on you. Come, bring a bag because you're not going to be leaving. Nothing.
Yep, nothing. Not at all.
Oh, that's horrid.
Mm-hmm. And so those are the reasons too. Like, that's why it took me a long time also to want to have another one.
Because that's traumatizing.
Right.
It's already hard enough, and now all of this has happened, and you're like, oh, this is what childbirth is. And I almost died the first time.
And so do we want to do this again?
Right.
But thankfully, I was able to have my second daughter with my OB. She went in. She was like, we're having a scheduled C-section. She did not really give me an option, which I was going to go for anyways.
Right. No, they don't play with that past a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
Because I turned 35 with Teddy. And they were like, okay, you're 35. We have to do another ultrasound on you. So I'll be seeing you next week.
Because you're geriatric.
Yes.
I hate that.
Now they call it advanced maternal age, which I still do not like. Okay.
Well, I guess it's better than geriatric.
Right, but it's still crap.
Yeah.
Well, what made you decide to have another baby?
Well, one of the main reasons I decided that I wanted to have there was two. Travis. I wanted to have a baby with Travis because Travis is my person, and we just wanted to create a person together. But I also wanted to make sure, or not make sure, because you can't ever really make sure of this, but I wanted to hope that if something was ever to happen to me, that Lyric would always have somebody to be there with him. Especially with his autism. I don't know what his future looks like when it comes to being independent, when it comes to, moving out on his own, having a job, those type of things. And I would never want to burden Riker with having to take care of him. Because I do plan to teach him all the things to be independent, but you never know. We'll see. But I did want to give him someone that I knew he could always have, because this world is unkind.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And again, I didn't want him to be alone, And it's not that he didn't have Brock too, but Brock is a step sibling, and there's different dynamics with that. And I'm not saying that Brock would ever turn his back on him just because something happened to me, but you never know.
Yeah.
And too, not every siblings are always close, and they can be estranged too. So, but there's at least that chance. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I have my big sister.
Yeah.
She and I are 16 years apart.
Right, yeah. You guys have a very large age gap.
Yes, and we don't speak as much now, but she did text me. So we were very, 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 I think we're still really close spiritually.
Yeah.
She's still my person.
Right.
I'm still her person. But at some point we were like inseparable, even with us being as far apart in age as we are.
Yeah.
And the other day she sent me this video on Instagram. And she was like, I know that I'm silent, but never forget, I need you. Yeah. And it was these two sisters. They look almost exactly alike. And they were saying, they're 10 years apart, and they were like, I don't need anything in the world, but when it comes to my sister, and the other one said, I need it, like SpongeBob when he needs the water, which was so sweet.
Yeah.
That is lovely.
That is.
And like, that is such a sweet, there's just something really special about having
a sibling.
Yes.
And two, I'm an only child, so I don't really know what it's like to have a sibling. When my mom is gone and my dad is gone, that's it. I'm an orphan. I'm an orphan Annie.
That's like,
you know what I mean? But
yeah, and that's Cody.
Yeah.
She's an only child as well.
And it's okay. Like, obviously, being an only child, you get all the things, and you don't have to share your time and things like that. But it would kind of be nice to have a built-in buddy
who kind of knows. Yes, that's what I want for Teddy, so that he's got somebody that was raised by the same people.
Right. Yeah.
Because even though my sister and we are obviously siblings, we're so far apart that our parents had completely changed by the time I came around.
They were different humans.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had a different upbringing than she did.
did.
The circumstances were completely different around my birth.
Right.
So I want Teddy to have a buddy too.
So you do plan on having another baby?
I do.
Okay.
And that's with everything that happened. That's why I was curious about why you wanted to do it after everything that happened.
Yeah.
Because there is so much that is super scary about it. But it is still, even with all of that and all the hardship and the lack of support, how scary it is and how overwhelming it is, there is something that is just amazing about being a mom.
It is.
I can't get enough of my son.
Okay.
He is so cute. He's such a little cherub. I can't get enough of him.
A little cherub.
He really
is so
he
stinking
is so cute.
He really
can't
is.
get enough. And all I want to do is just snuggle him up and just kiss on him. I can't believe how much he's changed and grown and developed. It's really amazing to watch that every single day.
So with that, because that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit with your relationship. So in those early days when you were going through the postpartum, kind of talk about the connection. Did you feel you said it was almost close to God. Like,
Yes.
So did you you did feel that intense connection right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my esthetician, I have known her since 2012. So
Okay.
I knew her before I met my husband. She told me that it's kind of like falling in love.
Yeah.
And I would say it is way more intense than that. It's like somebody for me, it felt like I was drugged with a love potion. It felt like I was entangled with this tiny little human that he ran my entire life. And that's correct, that he did run my entire life.
Right, yeah.
And it just, like I told you earlier, it felt so overwhelming. It felt like I was going to explode. It felt like it was going to tear me apart. But the love that I had for him was so intense and overwhelming that it was actually scary to me.
Right.
I was feeling like something weird was happening, and I was so scared that this sacred being that I had in my life, I was going to kill him somehow.
Or something was going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was so worried that he was going to die in my care. I remember I was seeing a lactation consultant in the beginning, and she was like, "Have you spoken to somebody about that?" And I was like, "Yes, girl." And they're all like, "Hey, that's normal."
Which I think, to a certain degree, I think it is normal. It's just when you get like super obsessive about it.
And I wasn't obsessive about it, but it was scaring me that I was having those feelings that he would just stop breathing.
Right.
And I wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
And as a result of that fear, everything that they say about saving your baby from SIDS, safe sleep.
Yeah.
Put your baby to sleep flat on their back.
On their back.
And the
no
surface,
blanket.
yes, no blanket.
Yeah.
The surface has to be a hard surface, basically. And Teddy was like, no.
Give me the soft cushy.
Yes, I will be resting upon your warm titty. I will be hearing the milk come down. I know what is for me. He wanted to lay on me. He wanted to be held by me, and he wanted to be held right here.
Yeah.
He wanted to be here. So, I don't know, Candace. Like, when I look at it now, for a second baby, I will not be so rigid.
Yeah.
Because the thing about SIDS is there are children that die of SIDS regardless.
Yeah.
It's not because, for some children, it's not because they were not laying flat on their back.
Flat, or there was, it was just a natural cause.
It happens. And I think as long as you're being so careful, like even, so for swaddles, you've got to swaddle your baby so that the Moro reflex does not disturb them when they're getting comfortable. But you're not supposed to use a fleece swaddle because they could overheat. Teddy had this little blanket that was his kryptonite. It had dinosaurs on it.
Okay.
And it was fleece.
And he loved it.
Man, he would, if he was gonna sleep, which was not often, it was always because he was wrapped up in that blanket.
Well, that was his comfort.
So I'm like, if he's swaddled, but the blanket is fleece, and I am wide awake, is he in danger?
No, he's fine.
Yeah, that's
as long as you're. I mean, if you were asleep,
if I'm asleep, but my husband is wide awake, is he in danger?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, there's a lot of irrational fears when it comes to motherhood, especially when they're very, very, very young
tiny.
And
because
tiny.
You feel like they are so delicate
and fragile.
Yes.
And just anything you do.
Yes.
But I do think I will say for the second kid, that kind of goes away.
Yeah, because you know that they're not.
You know they're not. And so as a first time mom, those irrational fears. And you kind of get in your groove, right? But with that being kind of in a sad or emotional state, did that affect how you showed up at all? Like, were you reclusive? Like,
yeah. I felt like I was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the fears that I had were completely irrational.
Yeah.
And I felt like, because my mom, she's old school.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff was fine for me.
Right.
She wanted to use my old rickety crib for Teddy, the ones that have the sides that drop. And I thought I was going to lose my mind when she was insisting on using that crib. And I was like, Mom, they don't sell those anymore, but we're afraid that. You're going to kill my baby.
They've been recalled.
We don't do that. We don't do that. That is old. That crib is almost 40. Please get rid of it.
Yes, throw it away.
Right. Mm-hmm. Anyways, she was like, I could just put him to sleep on his belly. And I can just put him in all these blankets and all these pillows. And I'm like, my baby is going to die with you, but I need to go to sleep. I don't know what to do.
I don't mean to laugh at all, but
like, that's real.
That's real because you're in it. While you're in it, those fears are real.
Yes. It feels like your baby, and my mom, I know I can trust this woman.
Right.
I know I can trust this woman.
She raised your sister. You know what I mean? Like, yes.
But at the same time, I'm like, you don't know what the latest information is about what you're supposed to do with babies. And she's like, I don't need to know because I raised 2 girls and I have 2 grown grandchildren before you. What are you talking about?
Right.
But I'm like, and then this is the worst thing. Okay, now this was a problem. Nobody got hurt. Okay, but this was a problem. One night, she was keeping Teddy overnight. And me and Michael were going to a party. This was the first time we had left the house. Teddy was... He was still very much a newborn. He was not even 3 months old. She called me around 9 o'clock, and she said, he's not calming down. I could hear him crying in the background. She says, is there anything that y'all do that's special? Because I can't get him to stop crying. And I'm like, oh, Lord, okay, let me come by there. So I come by there, and he is flipping out. The house, first of all, is 1,000,000,000 degrees. Okay, old people, because my mom is in her 70s and my dad's in his 80s. Okay.
Right. Yes, your parents are older.
Yes. They are frail. They got thin little bird bones, and it gets cold when it's 100 degrees in the house for them.
Right.
So it is so hot. I walk in the house and I'm like you can feel the heat on you. And she has Bill Maher on the TV. Full blast. The TV is so loud. And she's not even watching the show. Has no idea what it is, okay? Yeah, she's great. And she's like on the computer playing Spider Solitaire or like some kind of matching game. And every light is on in the house. And Teddy is just hollering. And she's like, I don't know what's wrong with him.
He's overstimulated, Mom.
He's new to the planet, and you have so much going on. He is a new human, and there is so much, and it's hot in here.
And you're baking him like a potato.
Right, and he's like, where's my mommy? Where's my mommy? So I'm like, what in the world? And she is convinced that it's not because of her that he calmed down. It's because she was not me. But all I did was turn off all them damn lights. And I was like, Mom, are you watching this? She's like, no, you can just turn it off.
Thank you.
Oh, I can. So I turned that off. And I picked Teddy up. I turned the heat down because, oh my God.
Right.
And I just carry him around their house. I'm walking. And he goes to sleep. And I lay him down on the couch. He stays like that. And then I'm like, okay, can me and Michael go home? And she's like, you can go home. You got it. Got it now. Girl, no, it's not because of all that. It's just because of you. Are you sure? Are you sure?
You sure it wasn't the billion-degree house and the loud TV
All the
and
noise,
all the things?
Not just any loud TV. It was Bill Maher, whatever that man's name is.
Yeah,
that guy that just talks about nonsense.
Nonsense,
yes.
Right. All the rambling. That's so
like, he's just a baby.
He's just a baby. Oh my God. I love, look, our mothers are so important, and I love, especially grandmothers that babysit. I think it's extremely important, and they say that grandmothers that babysit live longer.
Yes.
Which is what I try to tell my mother, which my mother is really good about it, but she has a really special bond with Lyric because, you know, we lived with her for a while. Mm-hmm. And, of course, with Reiki too. But they all love her, which... Of course, everybody loves her.
Grandma is going to do whatever for you.
That's it. They love Yaya because Yaya does whatever and buys whatever.
Yes.
And says yes to the candy for breakfast. Exactly.
Yes. And you're like, where was all this when I was growing up? But it's different because...
They got McDonald's money now.
Right. Now they got McDonald's money.
They got McDonald's money. They didn't have McDonald's money when we was younger.
They got McDonald's. They got Burger King. They got Wendy's. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want, baby.
Whatever you want. If you want to go to Longhorn, they take you to Longhorn and get you a steak.
You go wherever, you do whatever.
These were not the people that raised us. Rude.
Nobody's getting smacked before y'all go and do a store. Don't ask for nothing. Instead... Baby, you want that? You want that one?
You want that one? Yeah, which color? You want all three colors? Okay, you get all three. You take them all.
We're not going to worry about where your mama's going to keep them. We just keep them over here.
I keep asking my mom if she won the lottery and didn't tell me. Because I'm like, where are you getting all this money?
Right.
Where is all this Kardashian money coming from? I don't understand. But I do get it. Now she doesn't have, me to take care of, so now she can spoil the babies.
Which is her job. I mean, if Teddy has children, then I'll be doing the same thing.
You will.
I
will be too.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see. Lyric might. We'll see. Obviously, Brock and Riker too. Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna be the wraparound grandma too.
Yes.
It's just gonna happen.
Bring me them babies. Bring me your
babies. We're gonna love them and let them eat all the candy.
Yes.
And then send them back to you.
Yes, exactly.
You wanna know one thing that I want to do? I'm so excited to do. Whenever they get older and they get their first cars. This isn't about grandbabies. This is about our kids growing up, by the way. So you know how, well, you don't know how yet because you don't have not middle childs, but middle-aged children.
My kids are, my one child is
Your
2.
baby is 2.
My dog is 5.
Yeah. You'll get here one day. So when they get in, like, your car or your space and they're just like, they just leave trash everywhere and they just mess everything up. I cannot wait till they get their first car, and I'm just gonna get in it. I'm just gonna be eating French fries and like throwing my wrappers everywhere, and I'm just gonna like put my sticky fingers everywhere, and then I'm gonna see how they like it. That's my ultimate like mom revenge when we get older. I don't know. Well, that's a few years probably. What are they? Lyric will be 12, so we got like 5 years, 4 or 5 years, but it's happening. So looking at your relationship with your son, how do you think it's evolved, and what do you think your journey taught you about the connection with him and motherhood?
I have only loved him more and more, and I have become a better person.
Mm-hmm. So your fear of motherhood has kind of gone away now?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are still moments, so he's 2, so he throws temper tantrums, and I'm like, are we going to be able... So we went to the store yesterday, and I was we're getting ready to go out of town. Okay. So I was we're going to Charleston.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I've never been there. What are we?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Is it?
We stay on Isle of Palm, so it's right there on the beach. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to go.
Okay. I'm so excited. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story.
No, but this is what we were getting ready to do. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm excited about this trip. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking I need to make sure that we have all the stuff that we need so that we can make it down there because we're driving. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go halfway, or a little more than halfway the first day on Friday, and then drive the rest of the way Sunday morning or Saturday morning. So I'm making sure that we've got all of his snacks and that we have snacks because we try to make it to Buc-ee's. And once we get to Buc-ee's, then we're like, okay, we're going to get out, we're going to take a break from driving, refuel, get some real food in us.
Get lost in the store for 3 hours.
I love Buc-ee's. It is amazing.
We're about to get one in Burgersville. For real, down the street. 20 minutes, girl.
When? When is it coming?
It's supposed to, I think it opens either the end of this year or next year, yeah.
That's going to be a huge problem.
I don't know. But it's okay, I don't live on that side, so
Look,
I'll have to deal with it.
No, I mean a problem for my wallet.
Oh, because you're going to drive. Oh, yeah, you're
Yes,
about to
I will be like,
out.
Teddy, get in the car. We're going to Buc-ee's.
We're going to Buc-ee's.
We're going to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
But we love Buc-ee's.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm buying all of his pantry staples.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is these Nature's Bakery bars. Mm-hmm. So good, these big bars. I get us 2 boxes of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, open, open, open. And I'm like, all right. Are you going to eat it? Because I'm like panicking. There's like that balance.
Uh-huh.
Do you really want this? Or do you just want me to open it and you're going to lose it either way?
Right.
So I'm trying to have him be okay.
Yeah.
So I open it and I give it to him. He's eating it. So I'm like,
Okay, good. Great.
all right. Tantrum avoided.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking through the baby section because I need to buy him some Eucerin. He sees baby toys. He wants this big old baby toy. So I'm like, all right, I guess you can hold on to it. And then we keep walking and he sees these sippy cups and he wants to hold a sippy cup. And I'm like, all right, well, we can keep the sippy cup. So here we go.
Right.
The whole trip is me negotiating with this terrorist. And we get to the point where he wants to get this rocking horse. It's like, and I'm like, do you want to go look at the toys? Do you want to go look at the cars? Because he likes little Hot Wheels cars.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's car. And I'm like, okay, I just got to go find him.
Right.
I'm finding him. He finds this really obnoxious YouTuber monster truck. It is the most obnoxious toy I've ever seen in my life, Candace. Oh my God. You push this button on top and the YouTuber's voice comes on. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't. There's another.
Is it Mr. Beast or something?
It wasn't Mr. Beast, but it wasn't unlike Mr. Beast.
Gotcha.
And like, there's this man in the aisle with his son, and he looks at me with this sadness for me, and I'm like, how am I going to get this away from my child? So I give him one that doesn't have the little tag pulled, so he just wants to push the button.
Yeah.
And we do that, and then I finally find the Hot Wheels.
Oh,
and he finds this $25 set of Hot Wheels with the cars from the movie Cars.
Oh, yeah.
He wants this desperately.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I meant to spend like $5 on one car.
And now we're at 25. Mm-hmm.
Now I've got to see if I can get to the checkout line and get out of the store and he doesn't lose it. Mm-hmm. This is what we went through yesterday.
That's why I don't take the children to the store with me.
See, I was trying to give my husband a break.
That's very kind of you.
Yes.
So I go to Walmart every Sunday at 7 a.m. because that is the time that he can watch them, and that's also when it's the least people-y.
I bet.
Yes. I don't like all the peoples, so
yes.
I do early morning shopping.
I used to like going at like an unusual hour.
Remember when we could do like 11, 12 midnight?
Yes, that was the
1 o'clock
perfect
in the morning?
time because nobody would be there, but now they don't do that anymore.
Hey, Waltons, Mr. Walmart
Can
people.
we go back to 24 hours?
Can we please? We're begging you. All of us are begging you, especially the introverted people that don't like people.
But you know, I watch a lot of like body cam footage.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch true crime body cam
Okay.
videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the new millennial thing.
Yeah.
But this lady was minding her own business in a Walmart, and this crazy lady got a knife, like a butcher knife, and stabbed her and her baby.
Oh my gosh.
In the face.
Oh, girl. I would have been on the news, but because I would have been a murderer that day.
Yes, I would have been a murderer that day also in that little.
Right.
I would have gotten in my car and run her over.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, you ain't coming for me. We gonna fight. That's crazy, but you just never know, and that's so scary. Nowadays, you never know.
Yes, that
be
woman
lurking.
was just crazy, and she decided she was going to assault this woman and her child because she was trying to get arrested.
Yeah, she was trying to. Ooh, that's so crazy.
But
it's scary.
Back to the question. I am deeply in love with my son.
Yes.
And
that's the ADHD, right? We just get off on different tangents.
Yes, we have to keep coming back to the original question because I'll just be talking.
I think you did a very good job in answering it, though.
Okay, well, good because I did grab some other little vines there, but I love him so much, and being a mom has made me a better person.
Yeah, I think it does because it teaches you patience. I think it teaches you kindness too. It teaches you also that it's not always about you, right?
Yes. Which is actually wonderful.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's made my life actually a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and it has allowed me to just observe and to just exist in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to plan ahead.
Right.
And instead of trying to control
everything, because we can't.
There's none.
There's no control. There's no rule book to this. There's no handbook. We can't sit here and plan out a perfect parent map.
There's nothing like that.
Nothing. And each child the other episode that we just did, we were talking about, like, you know, I have 3 kids, so, you know, we have different chances, but they're all going to be different, right?
Every kid.
Every single one, regardless of how I parent them, even if I parent them the exact same. So it's kind of scary.
But it's kind of beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. It's very scary, but also extremely beautiful and fulfilling.
Yes.
At the same time. And you do learn a lot about you.
Yes, and what you had said earlier with Lyric, that your circumstances were different with him than they were with Riker, that makes all the difference for everybody.
It does.
It is so hard to say what somebody's experience is going to be like because you don't know what your circumstances are going to be like during that time.
Right.
And they might change over time.
Yep. With Lyric, you know, I was going through a very hard time with my partner who was in active addiction, and I was also going through all that medical stuff with the crazy birth, and then, you know, postpartum, and then self-harm, and, you know, like all
and then
those
there's
things.
Like the money too, the finances. Because it is expensive to give birth in our system.
Yeah, and I was a single parent. I was making $12.50 an hour, you know, trying to pay $200 a week in daycare.
Yes.
It was crazy. But with Riker, I had a supportive partner. I had a scheduled C-section.
Yes.
There were no complications.
Yes.
So I didn't have it just wasn't the same environment. And that does matter.
Yes.
Mindset matters. I hate that. I know it's very cliche, but the people you surround yourself with, the environment you're in, it's very important.
It's all very important. And really, the better you know yourself, I think the more straightforward it will all be. And you have to not be trying to be somebody that you're not. If you can trust yourself, then you will already know all that you need to know.
Exactly.
When I was going through pregnancy and labor and delivery with Teddy, I was not there.
Yeah.
So it was a completely different mental game during that time.
During that time than it is.
Yes.
Absolutely. With that, what is something you wish someone would have told you about postpartum before you got pregnant?
I wish that somebody would have told me it is a transformative experience on purpose.
Okay.
It is supposed to feel the way that it does. And don't try to control it.
Yeah.
It will be hard because you've never done it before.
Right.
And you have done many hard things. You should tell people if you're struggling. And just know you're going to be fine.
Right. So that essentially what you would tell a mom if she was listening right now that's kind of going through postpartum, she's feeling like there's no way out. She can't really climb to the top of the surface.
Absolutely. It is hard. Your body is going through something that it has never gone through before. Listen to your body and try your best to listen to your brain.
Yeah.
If you need to rest, please
rest.
And if you can't rest, try to be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Don't judge yourself about how your house looks, about how you look, about how your body looks, about how your hair looks. Don't judge yourself about how you smell. Don't judge yourself about your preparedness for any of it. Be kind to yourself because your body is experiencing a whole new connection here. Your brain literally changes when you have a baby.
Right.
And this is all part of it. It's happening on purpose. This is how it's gonna have to be. I won't say embrace the suck because it's just really hard to do that.
Yeah.
I have a hard time doing that. However, it does pass, and I won't say that it gets easier, but you get better.
Yeah.
You get better.
In the picture perfect ideal that we're, shown on social media and Instagram,
That is not real.
those are flashes, those are moments, those are perfectly curated moments. I'm telling you, listen to someone who curates things. If you put an event together, you know how you place things specifically. Like, it's all fake. It's all curated. That's not how it is. So don't judge yourself. Don't try, if you're not fully put together, if you don't have your makeup. I never wear makeup, y'all. And I would love to learn how. I think maybe it's just I never learned how, whatever. But you don't got your makeup on, if you have to roll to the store in your pajamas, if, you didn't get the dishes washed, it's okay. Like, your whole world's not going to come crashing down.
Right.
Like, yeah, we can teach you how to make sure you get them done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can teach you some steps to prioritize your time in your day to make sure you can get them done. But if you don't beat yourself
Then it's
up.
okay. Right.
Yes. 100%. Yeah, so the Reset the Nest, if you have been following along, there is a 5-minute mind reset right before you go to bed that I highly suggest everybody do. We're teetering with a little bit of it, but the major points are, before you go to bed, I want you to list 3 things that you accomplished for that day. I don't care if it's I made the bed this morning. I don't care. I'm in the bed right now. You know what I mean? Like, I got myself in the bed. Whatever, 3 things. And then I want you to pick one thing that made you laugh, right? Even if it's, oh my God, I tripped and fell and I spilled my coffee everywhere and I'm an idiot. Whatever. That made me laugh. It would have made me laugh eventually. I would have been mad, but I would have eventually laughed. And then also, I want you to go ahead and think of like 2 or 3 things that you want to prepare or set up for the next day, so that when you wake up, instead of feeling, I don't know about you guys, but I have anxiety, and so I replay things. And at night, when I used to go to sleep all the time, I was up just thinking, oh my God, I got to get this done, I got to get that done, I got to do all night long, right? But I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna tackle this, boom. And for me, it has set my next day up for intentionally set my next day up with purpose, and it kind of makes me feel calmer, helps me sleep better. So take that pressure off of you, especially right before you go to bed, because you will not get a full restful night's sleep if you're carrying all that weight.
That's true. Well, and I won't anyway, because my child still sometimes wakes up in the night.
So Riker will sometimes still wake up too. But a lot of it, and I'm a very light sleeper. So I'm talking about, she could do this, and I'm awake.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm awake. And it'll take me an hour or so to get back to sleep, which is fine. She doesn't do it quite often, but sometimes she will, especially if she's been growing a lot recently, and I think she's been having some growing pains. So we've been up a little restless. Yeah, next month. Yeah, I know. So for you, do you feel now that you're fully out of the postpartum phase, or do you feel like you still kind of have a little lingering?
I'm out.
You're out. Now, how do you think you pulled yourself out of that? Do you think that was something you did naturally? Did you do therapy? Like, what did that look like?
I had to change. So
Okay.
I had to change.
Yeah.
So you talked about that you have OCD. And I was like, no, you don't. And you're like, no, I really do.
What I really do.
Well, I was diagnosed with OCD.
Okay.
That's one of the first things that I did.
See, look, I literally was just like, oh, gotta turn
I
that
had
back.
to fix it back how it was. I when I was not pregnant, when I was afraid to be pregnant because I was worried that I would not be a good mother.
Yeah.
I would obsess over this. I would be looking for anything to tell me what it was going to be like for me to have a baby. Because there are so many horror stories of women talking about how they tore all the way through their whole body, and that they have colostomy bags now. And I'm like, that cannot be real.
That doesn't sound fun.
Right? Women that are talking about how they can't do jumping jacks because they'll pee, which...
Hey, look, that is a thing.
That is a thing, and it happens whether you have a baby or not. It's just something that happens as you get older. But, you know, you can do some pelvic floor exercises. You can.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking for anything that would make it sound like it wasn't a horrifying experience.
Right.
And if somebody is writing online about it, it's probably not going to be positive what they're saying.
No.
So this was driving me crazy, literally. And I went to therapy. And I was telling her, okay, I look online a lot about this, and I'm scared. I'm really scared every day.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, I think you have OCD. And I was like,
yeah.
that makes so much
sense, right?
And it turned out that I actually don't have OCD. So I have CPTSD instead. So CPTSD is like childhood post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I had a heart attack. I did.
Mm-hmm. Travis said this.
Yes. That can make you somebody who is kind of obsessive and kind of perfectionist, because that is the way that you achieve success, and that's the way that you achieve love.
Right.
So I had to recognize in myself that I had some childhood trauma that I needed to heal.
To work through.
Yes, and I had some self-love that I needed to give.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of reparenting, a lot of recognizing that my parents were emotionally unavailable people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to teach myself these things. And I had to teach myself that those things were happening in the past. They're not happening now.
They're not in the present, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I am here, and I am safe. I've got a husband I can trust and love.
Who loves you very much.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he really does.
Yeah.
And I can trust this safety that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I am somebody who is more than what I accomplish. I am more than what I achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, not getting into my parents at all, because they're both really great people.
Absolutely.
And a lot of what happened is not their fault.
Right.
Everybody's just struggling, like what I said about generational trauma.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
You know, you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have a lot to heal for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot to reconcile with myself. So I did go to therapy. I found a therapist who specializes with women who are postpartum.
Okay.
And I would see her weekly in the beginning. And then we started spacing out our sessions when I was coming further and further along. I journaled.
Journaling, okay. Yeah.
Yes, journaling. And, you know, I used to think that you have to be married to journaling, that you have to do it constantly.
Yeah, no.
But just when the spirit hits, just
journal.
write. Yeah, that would help me a lot. And, you know, I never go back. I don't read it again.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So
it's
you
dead.
journal it, you get it out, and then you just let it go.
It's gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's out, and it's out. If I get curious, I might look and see what I was thinking a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually just cringe, and I'm like, ugh. That's in the past.
That's in the past.
Yes. And then I now am trying to work on trusting my body and listening to my body. So if my body's like, you need to eat something, what I'll do often because of ADHD is I'll just not want to stop doing what I'm doing.
Right.
But now I don't ignore the signal anymore. I'm like, I'll go eat.
And go eat.
Yes. Something as simple as that, just proving to yourself that you can trust yourself, that has really helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, just enjoying my son unabashedly.
Yeah.
Just eating him up. I don't care who sees me kissing him on his cheeks when we're out in the world. I don't care who
give him
hears
all the
the
love.
baby talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I eat him up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to kind of heal myself and reframe my expectations of myself.
Yeah.
So I do think that with another postpartum session, I may be prone to postpartum depression and anxiety, but the context will be a lot different that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe like you, that won't happen
Yeah.
to me this time because I will have had the experience.
Of before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that too, like having the first experience the second time, my circumstances were different, obviously, which played a big role. But I also did know to look for more signs and symptoms the second time around. And if I was feeling any type of sadness or whatever, I was like, oh, let's check this real quick.
It's time. Yes. I need to look into this.
I need to look into this. Is this going to move further, or is this just an isolated, we just had a moment?
Yeah, we're just having a hard day.
And you will just have some hard days where you're just like,
I am exhausted and there's too much going on and I'm overstimulated.
And those are fine. That's not depression. That's not the same thing.
Right. But even still, it can be depression if you don't listen to yourself.
If you don't listen to
you
yourself.
have to listen and be like, okay, I need to go sit in a quiet room.
Right.
For like 10 minutes at least.
Right. Well, kind of for our final question here, what do you think needs to change, honestly, in how society kind of shows up for moms?
How about like everything, okay? Like we just get Mother's Day and just a quick aside here, okay? Mm-hmm. Fathers are important too, and I know that fathers get Father's Day. That's really important, okay? But again, without moms, nobody would be here at all. Mm-hmm. Did you know that the female egg is 20 times larger than sperm? It's like comparing a basketball to a grain of rice. Mm-hmm. Did you know that the egg chooses the sperm?
No.
Well, it does.
I thought the sperm chose the egg. I thought whoever got there quicker. No.
The egg can be covered in sperm and not choose any.
Okay.
Would rather go out into your lining in blood than select any of it.
So, like me, if me and Travis ever break up. Because that's what I said. I'm done. Don't touch me. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Bye.
Yes. So, I mean, women really are powerful.
Yeah.
And I think what we need to do is, there's a lot that our society needs. So it's kind of hard to say even where to start.
Right.
But as far as postpartum care, as far as maternal care, we need to be way more open. I think doctors need to be trained on this to start with. Mm-hmm. So we all see a doctor at some point.
Right.
The healthcare system is really bad.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We need to focus more on women's health care. Mm-hmm. But I think without overhauling society, I just wish that doctors and nurses would start telling women when you're pregnant, you are very important. Mm-hmm. Please don't forget that. The entire time. You are very important. So
you're not just a vessel.
Exactly.
Either. Right.
Yes. You are very important. Mm-hmm. Women run the world. Mm-hmm. You are so important. Mm-hmm. You are so valuable, and having a baby is so important.
It is.
You are so important.
And but it's also the one thing y'all men can't do.
Exactly. Men can't do it. But also, if you are a woman and you don't want to have children, or you cannot have children, you are still so important.
That does not devalue you
at
all. Like, that changes nothing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You are so important. Society could not exist without women.
Right, period.
We live in a patriarchal society, and I just wish that we had more women in charge.
I do too. I really do. That again, girl, that could probably be we could get into a whole another episode about the patriarchy. But I agree. I think that we have, as a society as a whole, kind of not made women second-class citizens. I think we've come further than that. Obviously, we used to be, right, back in the day, but we've come a long way. But I think we need to start getting further and further in allowing people and women to hold more powerful positions. Mm-hmm. Because they have voices, they have really good opinions and ideas, but some people just don't want to hear them because it's coming from a woman.
Yes, because it's a woman.
Because if I was a man and I had the exact same idea, they'd be like, oh my God.
Yes.
That was the best thing ever. I had it one time. I was in a meeting. This is a side note for you guys. I was in a meeting, and I was explaining something, and I got done talking, and the person next to me, who happened to be a man, was like, "Well, what she meant to say," and I was like, "But I did just say it. I completely said exactly what I meant. It was very clear. It wasn't whatever." And they understood me because they all responded. Why did you feel the need? I don't know. Again, whole nother conversation. But I just feel like women are just...
Is there like a gulag that we can put men and say, I think we need to just scare these men. We just need to scare them. I It's a lot of misogyny, and unfortunately women carry misogyny as well, and you can't help it when you live in a society like this one where we hide the amazing things that women have done and are doing.
And we also are always seen as too emotional.
Yes, always. But reality is, we, from a medical science perspective, study men's bodies as a default, and we try to extrapolate what goes on in a man's body to what happens in women's bodies.
And they're not the same.
It's just not. It's just not. And this is even going against what I learned in my women's studies classes when I was in college, okay?
Yep.
We were taught there's no difference between men and women.
There are.
From an equality perspective, I can see why you would want to deliver that message, but it's not about equality, it's about equity, and we're not the same.
Right.
So I really do think that what needs to change is we need to just remove the shame and the stigma from having a baby, from being pregnant, from not being sure if you want to have a baby and being a woman, to not wanting to have a baby and being a woman.
And that is okay.
Yes.
Like, it's okay.
We need to embrace all women and all of us as a society, but especially women. We need to be supportive of each other no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. And to just
stop the judgment, the competition, like
none of that,
lift
and
each other up.
Yes, exactly. And there's no judgment when it's coming to your health, because you are so important.
Right.
Whether you're having a baby or not, you are so important, and so your well-being is paramount to our functioning society. You've got to be out here crushing it. We need every woman to be crushing it. So
whatever that
about
looks
it.
like.
Yes, no matter what it looks like. So talk about it.
Yep.
If you need help, then say what you need, because we need this information in order to serve each other way better.
Because I can't help you if I don't know that you
Yes.
need my help.
If you don't talk about it, and even if you're scared or you're ashamed, say it.
Say it. It's
Say
okay.
it.
Because I promise you, there's someone else that's been feeling or
Yes.
thinking the exact same thing and have been
Yes.
too scared to say it.
Yes.
But your courage is what's going to help yourself
Yes.
and them.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's hard, but I think maybe one day we'll get there.
If I have anything to do with it, yes.
Right. If we have anything to do with it, if we keep having conversations like this and just keep, like I said, getting rid of that stigma around mental health and just really opening up about what we experience and what we go through, I think we'll start going that way. And I think that will just be better for society as a whole. Maybe help each other understand each other more.
Yes.
You know?
It's like in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
You lead with empathy
Yes.
and love, and it makes for a much better society, a much happier, more balanced society where everybody feels like their needs are important,
And
because they
matter.
are.
Yep. You matter. You are important.
Unless you're like a crazy person. Like, if you're out here hurting children or like shooting up schools or being evil, then that's different. I'm not talking about you.
Right. And so I think people think, and I love that you said that, because a lot of people are like, well, what about blah? And what about, those are not the humans we're talking about.
Right.
We're talking about normal, everyday,
Regular
regular
people.
people. We're not talking about people who have severe, unhealthy mental
Right.
illnesses that are murderers and blah, blah, blah. That's a whole different thing. We're just talking about regular mamas like me and you. That's who we're talking about here. Well, man, that was a lot, girl. We got through a lot, but I think after all this, I don't even know. My head is in a tizzy, because I feel like we've kind of talked about a whole bunch of things, and I feel like could be some other.
I agree.
So we might be able to do that. Maybe we'll have Kourtney back, guys. All right, well, mamas, take a second after that one, because that just wasn't a conversation. That was real life. And if you take anything from today's episode, I just want you to know you are not alone in feeling the way that you do. Motherhood is powerful, it is meaningful, and it is sacred. But that doesn't mean it is easy. And it definitely doesn't mean you're supposed to do it without support. And I think what we heard today is something so important. Just because something is normalized doesn't mean it's right. The pressure, the noise, the expectations, the feeling like you're constantly being watched or judged, that is not how motherhood is supposed to feel. You deserve support, you deserve honesty, you deserve space to figure things out without feeling like you're failing. So if you're in that season right now, postpartum, overwhelmed, or just trying to keep up, give yourself some grace and maybe start questioning the things that are making you feel like you're not enough, because chances are it's not you. Well, all right, mamas, if this episode spoke to you, make sure you share it with another mom who needs to hear it, and come hang out with us over on socials, because you already know we're going to keep the conversations going. Thank you so much for sharing all of your wisdom and knowledge today with us. And we appreciate you guys spending today with us as well. We're really glad you're here. We'll see you next week. Until then, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our episodes. And until next time, remember, you are not alone, and you are doing better than you think. Kisses.
Kisses.